So my Kickstarter has just finished this morning and I am so very excited to get started ordering things, and I really can't wait to see that book in print for the first time. And I thought I'd take you through the process of just what it takes for me to fulfill this Kickstarter. Should be interesting because it's my first. Hi, I am Naomi VanDoren. I'm a whimsical fantasy artist, and I'm here to share with you my latest project. For as long as I can remember, I've been creating art and traveling, and for me, these two things are synonymous. I am here to share with you my latest art book, An Offering of Light. Every year I create an art book that has all of the work from that year in it, including my travel sketches, little behind the scenes artwork. Instead of doing a pre-order on my website, I decided to run a Kickstarter for this book. And things went very, very well. In fact, much better than I expected by a lot. I launched my Kickstarter, and within the first 25 or 26 hours, I was fully funded. Look what arrived! I'm so excited. My books are here. Guess what? The pins are here. Look at this. We've got both pin types in here. I have the limited edition ones, and then I also have my open edition ones. Once I fulfill this Kickstarter, these will go up in my shop. These look so good. Here, let me show you what they look like out of the packaging. Also, I apologize for the mess. This entire video is going to be taken while I'm in the middle of packing and unpacking for two conventions. I'm heading to C2E2 and I just finished up WonderCon, and yeah, fulfilling my Kickstarter right in between them. Fun times. I love seeing my work in 3D objects. It's probably one of the most rewarding things of being an artist. Let's look at these. So each pen comes in its own little plastic sleeve. And this is what they look like. Good morning. We are working on Kickstarter fulfillment today, and I thought I'd kind of show you the really rough assembly line that I have set up here, just because maybe it'll give you some ideas on how to set up your living room for when you're fulfilling large orders. So on the art desk, I am signing some more copies of the books that I'll be included in my extra add-ons. I have two art books that I've previously produced from 2016 and 2015. Both of these art books were added as add-ons to my Kickstarter, so I'm signing a bunch of those to add to my stock over here. I signed a bunch last night. I've got my laptop set up with people's information on it, and I'm just double checking to see what they pledged and making sure I have that information there while I fulfill it over here. So first off, I have my Offering of Light art book that I've already signed and included the print in. This sets are for my limited edition ones that are signed. There might be one or two that are mixed in with my unsigned tier, but I don't really care. It makes me happy that people get signed books. But first off, right here I have my bubble wrap that I'm wrapping around my books and getting a stack of ready. I'll add my signed other books here. My stack is obviously very low. I have a little sticky notes that I've been making notes on what the backer's number is and if they have any additions added to their order, so pins or the set of art books. Then here I have my limited edition pins just kind of set out on all these books that are already signed and ready to go. And then I also have my open edition pins here. These are more limited edition pins. These have all been numbered ahead of time. I went ahead and did all of that last night. Once my book has a name on it and a pin with it, I'll put it over here in one of these two stacks. And there's this other stack over here as well. This stack is for my limited edition pin plus art book sets. This stack, which I haven't fulfilled any yet, is my open edition pin plus art book. And this little bin right here is just art books only. So if you don't know already, the post office will give you these bins that you can use for hauling around anything that's headed to the post office. I highly recommend grabbing some of these if you don't have them to use, just because they'll help you kind of keep things organized, and it'll make it a lot easier to get stuff to the post office if you're not having it picked up at home. I love doing this project, and I am so very thankful and so very grateful for everybody that supported it and backed it and shared it. And yeah, just the response from the community has been so very wonderful and amazing. I am so very thankful. Good morning, guys. So I thought I'd show you real quick the progress that I made last night on Kickstarter fulfillment. So I put all of the orders into the bubble wrap and then piled it all kind of here and over here. This is where the single book orders are, in these cardboard envelopes with bubble wrap on the inside. And then what I've done is I've put the backer number along with the person's first name, just to kind of double check to make sure that that person's order is together on a sticky note. And then I have the postal service boxes that I've been organizing some stuff in that I'll be using to take to the post office. Next, I'm gonna be working on putting together the book boxes. I have more of these. I need to fold them all and get them ready to put these books and pins into here. The reason I decided to do book boxes is because the pins I don't want kind of indenting into the book. See how it's kind of, it's not really flat. So I want to make sure that the books arrive there to whoever it is without getting smushed. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Also, yes, that is the printer that I used, if you're curious. Onwards. Hey guys, I thought I'd kind of show you the setup that I ended up coming up with as far as like repeating the same tasks over and over again, and maybe I'll give you some ideas on how to fulfill your Kickstarter, or just, I don't know, the kind of work that is involved with this. So here is, I've laid out all the different backers. I have their backer number, and then their name, as well as what edition of pin that they're getting, which is in here. And then all the books are wrapped up in their bubble wrap. Those are then going into these book boxes as I go through stuff on Kickstarter and then put it into ShipStation. I have my little thermo printer here, which is printing out labels for me as I'm assembling everything right here, which eventually goes into some sort of boxes and then heads towards the door. I have about half the project so far wrapped up and put into these postal service bins, and that many more to wrap up. So it's been a really fun learning experience. I'm gonna be doing a lot larger Kickstarter, and this has been a really good way to learn how to fulfill it. I haven't had too many hiccups, thankfully, using ShipStation to import all of my my backers' information. Just the usual, random kind of odd address that it doesn't recognize, but nothing too big of a deal. You get through a lot of audiobooks and podcasts while doing this, so that's been kind of fun. A couple little details that I thought were kind of interesting and also important for me on this project. So number one, the reason I decided to do this project was because I have my series of illustrated novels that I'm going to be coming out with through Kickstarter, and I wanted to use Kickstarter for the first time and not have it be a large project that seemed kind of intimidating, and yeah, so I wanted to start out with something small. Turns out this project was still not as small as I was expecting it to be, but everything worked out great. Very happy I did that. So my suggestion, if you're thinking about doing a big project, try doing Kickstarter with something small beforehand. If you're an artist, maybe consider running a limited edition run of prints through Kickstarter before you launch a big book. things like that. My second observation from running a Kickstarter was to not underestimate how much organization you need done beforehand. I did a lot of organization. I'm a very organized person. Big surprise there. But even after doing all the things that I did, I think I still could have done a little bit more. So don't underestimate that. Don't be caught off guard by unexpected costs of things. The third thing was really just to have fun. Like, I had a lot of fun posting updates. I ran a lot of my Kickstarter from a coffee shop in the morning. I'd go there and spend about an hour just writing my next update post, kind of maybe tweaking what it is I was considering coming out with as like a stretch goal. I planned some of those ahead of time, but things went way beyond what I was expecting them to. So I ended up having to kind of create a few things later on in my campaign. So yeah, I'm more than happy to answer questions about Kickstarter stuff. If you're interested in running a Kickstarter, I would highly recommend checking out Drawn and Drafted's art Kickstarter like workshop. Stephanie Law is the artist that's put it on. Her knowledge of Kickstarter is phenomenal. She knows her stuff. She is the spreadsheet queen, which I love. Yeah, go check it out if you can, and I highly recommend it. It's really hard to wrap this up because there's so much information. I'm just like, I want to spew more information at you because that's what I do. But I have to resist because this would be a very, very long video and we don't want that. Anyways, thank you so very much for watching. Definitely check out the links down below. And if you have any questions, please leave them. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. I'm more than happy to answer them. And I am contemplating doing another maybe specific Kickstarter video. We could do a Q&A session, but I'm not really sure. Kind of, what do you guys think? If you have a lot of questions about running a Kickstarter, would that be interesting to you? Maybe I can do another follow-up video after this and we can talk more about it. Don't want to bore you though, so very, yeah, interested to see what you think. Thank you again. Bye.